Leesha Gooseberry. I'll just start with my education because I wrote it down because it's so much. Um, I'm not gonna put it all on here because we'll be here all night. I did so much stuff, anything to keep myself busy because I wanted to just occupy the time. But I'll start with this. When I first got off the bus, the first thing I said to myself, Lord have mercy, what have I gotten myself into? And I was crying and I was just like, they told us to line up and they had other inmates that had already been in prison greeting us as we were getting off the bus. And I thought before I got to prison, I took a plea bargain for 15 to life. I thought you do half and go home. I had never been in trouble with me, never been in trouble before. My family was in New Orleans and this happened to me in California. So I was a long way and I was alone. So I did all these and made all these decisions by myself at 19 and I got to prison at 20. Well, I fought the case for a whole year, so I didn't have a clue. I don't know what I was doing, but I took the 15 in life. I thought you do half, go home. I get to prison. I got off the bus. The first lady met me. She said, hi, my name is so-and-so. I have 5 to life and I've been here 28 years. And I'm like, whoa. And then I meet the next lady. She hands me a bag and she said, I'm so-and-so and I have 7 to life and I've been here 35 years. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. So I said, what? And those people, I was chained to another girl. They had us chained and shackled by our legs. And so I couldn't move without her. She was in total shock. I was in total shock. So as we going through the line, I said out loud, oh my God, I'm never gonna get out here. I'm talking out loud, but I'm really thinking in my head, but I'm speaking it out loud, all my fears. And I wanted to bust out and start crying. Tears start coming out. And the lady said, if you do good, baby, you'll get out of here. Just try to do the right thing. Stay away from the wrong people. And so I looked up at the sky and I made a decision. I said, Lord, if you just get me out of this, I want to call my mother. I want to call God. I was just like looking around. I was just like in a panic, in a frenzy, like, get me out of this, somebody help grandma. I was calling everybody's name in my head. I was just in a big panic. So I get in the prison and I said, Lord, if you just get me out of this, please. I was like, if nothing else, Lord, please let me be out of here by the time I'm 46. And so I look up at the sky and I say, Lord, I will do everything I'm supposed to do when I get behind this gate or whatever. I didn't know what it was going to look like on the other side. I'm thinking it's going to be all bars and we were going to have on stripes and all this stuff. But when I get over on the other side, it looks like a college campus. But inside the prison, and it was all dormitories, but inside of the prison, they had a place what they called somewhere like jail. They had college there and they had vocational trades. They had jobs there and people wore their own clothing there. Still, it was prison. I wanted to go home. I wanted to be with my family. I was like a little girl. And I made a promise to God, if you just help me through this and never take your hand out of mine. I was calling on God like a little girl. I say, Lord, please just hold my hand all the way. Please don't take your hand out of my hand. I'm not going to take my hand out of your hand. If you just guide me, I promise I'll do everything that I'm supposed to do. Well, the staff quickly took a liking to me and they immediately said, notice that, Leesha, you're different than all the other people that come through here. And I was like, different? What do they mean? They say, you're just a different cut, a different breed. You're not from, like, I guess, a family of crime or gang banging. A lot of the girls there were gang bangers or led a life of crime and violence. And I was just a little different. So when I got there, they take you to classification. The first thing I did was say, I'm going to get involved in all the education that they have to offer is free. Why not take it? So immediately my mother said, go to school. We're going to take care of you. So for 25 years of that, almost 27 years, I went to school. And I mean, I was tired, but I kept going. I kept doing everything that the Lord told me to do. And I promises that I made, I kept doing it. So here's some of this. I gave you guys a little short thing of it. It was hard being there and being away from my family because I didn't see them for 20 years. The first 20 years of my stay there, I didn't get to have visits or see my family at all because they were so far away, but they took good care of me and I was able to focus on school. My education, I took office services because I wanted to improve my clerical skills and I always loved to type and I always picture myself as some type of secretary. Then I took up computer technology because I wanted to try to stay inconsistent with how the way the world was changing. Everything was going to computers, and I didn't want to be ignorant and be left behind. So I took that. Then I also took up upholstery because I knew that once I got out, I always knew I was going home. I knew God wasn't going to let me right there, and I wasn't going to stay there because I wasn't a bad person. I always knew in my heart that it was going to happen, but I just didn't know when. So I took upholstery up because I knew I wasn't going to have money. So I said, well, if I get out, when I get out, I'm going to have, I probably will get secondhand stuff. I'm not going to have money to be able to purchase. A lot of people are probably going to give me furniture, and I may need to fix something. So I took up upholstery in order to learn how to make furniture, fix furniture, do patching up, secondhand store stuff I may buy. I may need to fix it up. So I did that. Then I took up landscaping because I love flowers, but I never had a green thumb. And I know flowers make people happy. So that was something that I took up. I also was forced, this was a class I was forced to take, cosmetology. When you're eligible for parole and you go up to the parole board, you have to have jobs lined up, a place to stay. People have to write letters stating that they'll give you a job. And you also have to write companies asking for a job, and they have to write back, and you have to put all of this together like a portfolio. My brother owned a barber/beauty shop, and he wrote a letter stating that he would give me a job. So when I went to the parole board, they say, well, Miss Leesha, do you have license? Or do you do hair? And I said, no. They say, well, we have cosmetology here. We suggest you take it. So I was ordered to take cosmetology. I took cosmetology, and I have $1,600 in cosmetology. I took dental technology because right now I'm getting my mouth fixed. I'll be not able to talk on Friday because I'm getting the rest for you guys to get my snap on. Dental technology, I took up that because, you know, dentures or having your mouth fixed, people are so happy. It builds your confidence, your self-esteem, and you can literally watch somebody. I've watched women confidence just skyrocket once I was able to do their dentures. So I enjoyed doing that class. Then I took up child development for me because I was very passionate about my early childhood, middle childhood, and my adolescence, the way I thought, my mental stability, and all of this stuff. Hospice, I took up hospice because that gave me the profound privilege of bringing comfort, peace, and care to parents and the families during a transitional journey. I felt a greater appreciation for life and a deeper understanding of what's truly important. An authentic sense of fulfillment. I had the desire to give comfort and peace. I also took up graphic arts 1 and 2. I took it up because the class was available, and I really just took it just to take it to have the extra credit because I can't draw. But it was just something I wanted to do to see if I can learn. And I also became a peer educator, health educator, because I noticed when I would go out to the main yard, there were a lot of girls shooting drugs in prison. The same thing they had on the streets, they had there in prison, and it was illegal. But since they were doing it illegally. They were using dirty needles. I became a peer educator, so I can go out and educate. I'll be an outreach advocate and give them the pamphlets and the information about STDs and different things that can happen to you when you're having unprotected sex and using dirty needles. I also took up college. I had some college I didn't complete. I had 51 units, and I was going for my AA degree in psychology. And then I switched it over to liberal arts, but I didn't complete it. And I just kept going, taking all kind of classes, anything that they had to offer me, I would jump on it. Education was something that just took me a long way and took my mind out of that place. Is anybody on here? I must have bored everybody. Oh, you're there, Alicia. Thank you.
No, you're not boring. That's very interesting.
Very interesting.
So I took up all the education I thought that I could take up, not only to educate myself, but it gave me a broader view of life itself. And I was able to learn, be fortunate enough to take up all this education for free. I would have been a fool to let it pass me by.